For South Dakota Football's senior class, today's game marks the end of one journey, but the beginning of another. Quarterback Austin Simmons and defensive end Darin Greenfield headline that group of Coyote seniors. This final week of practice brought a few days to reflect back on half a decade spent in Vermillion.
There's a lot that goes into a final game, your final collegiate game. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty big transition after the season's over, so there's a lot of different emotions that go into it. A lot of excitement, getting the chance to play South Dakota State one final time. Also, going to be pretty sad when the game's over as well, no matter what the outcome is. But hopefully, we can go ahead and get the win.
It's a very emotional game for me. Obviously, I've played in, I think this is coming up on 45 plus games or something that I've played in, and it's all coming down to an end. I mean, we got one game left. This is our bowl game. This is what we have left as a team. A win on Saturday in front of the great fans that come out here that haven't seen a win against SDSU for football in a while. I mean, that'd be huge, and I mean, that would be a great stepping stone for the juniors and sophomores to really get off on the right foot into the offseason.
The 9 seniors have been through a lot over the past 5 years, learning from new coaches, battling injuries, good games, bad games, and facility changes. And while the new football facilities continue to be built, Simmons and Greenfield know they've also built a lot for Coyote football.
It's had its ups and downs, no doubt. Made it to the playoffs while I was here. Had some losing years as well. But the relationships you get to build with those guys and stuff along the way, it's pretty special. It's pretty awesome. So those are probably the things I'll take away the most.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot that have come and gone. I mean, but the 9 that have been here the whole time are really the foundation of what we have going right now. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't really reflect, the record doesn't really reflect what we have going, but there's the 9 guys that are here really put a lot of effort and put a lot of their time into where it is now.
Although these 2 Iowa natives play on different sides of the ball, they share a common connection outside of their home state and class. These 2 were underdogs early on. Nothing was handed to them, and anyone who has watched Coyote football over the years has seen that. But I think we can all agree these 2 only let that underdog status motivate them and help to make those around them better as well.
I think quarterback's a pretty special position in sports. You get to have a lot of control in the game, and there's a lot of different aspects, a lot of different things that you get to do, making the right decisions, making the right reads. Really just a lot that goes into it, and I think what I've enjoyed the most is just their learning process of playing quarterback. Coming out of high school, personally I didn't really know a whole heck of a lot about the position, so just the growth that I've made in my time here has really been cool for me to see.
Coming from a walk-on, I mean, being able to set your goals and achieve them. I mean, you can do whatever you want to with however hard you work. I mean, the first 3 years here, I was a walk-on, and I kind of let that be a chip on my shoulder, so it let me work a little bit harder than some of the guys that were on scholarships and stuff like that. So that really pushed me to where I wanted to be, and that's something that I would like some of the walk-ons now that come up to me and say, I want to be where you are. I want to do what you did. So then that really makes me feel pretty good about myself being one of those guys that's looked up to like that for some of the guys that don't get the looks out of high school and stuff like that.
Coaches are often telling their players, next play, next play. Although it's a good mindset, that thought today is bittersweet. There aren't as many next plays left as either of these 2 would like. But if there was an opponent to have those next and final plays against, you can probably guess who these guys would pick.
This is the way it shook out. I mean, I wouldn't rather play anybody else in the last week. I mean, and played in 3 games now, and we've lost all 3 of them. I mean, there was one here 2 years ago. It was a 3-point game, and that one really stung. So every time you lose one of those games, it really adds on to the next time you get to play them. And there's a lot of energy around this game because of the way the past has gone with them. And I think the energy and the focus and the effort that I've seen so far in practice this week is really gonna propel us forward.